Hello, my name is Nick Cutro. I'm the creator of the Pro Palate training system. I'm here with Joselito Dominguez from Victor Sinclair. Joselito Dominguez is a master blender for 26 years. His company produces 20 million cigars per year. I want to thank him in advance for allowing me to do this interview regarding taste in cigars. Joselito,
Yes,
how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Great to see you.
Great to see you too.
In the mid-90s, there were two major magazines for cigar smokers, the Cigar Aficionado and Smoke Magazine. In their taste reviews, they introduced cigar smokers to new ways to describe cigars' taste characteristics through taste associations. This approach was borrowed from the wine and spirit industry. What was your initial reaction to this way of describing cigars?
I felt that it was a little weird, dude, that I cannot capture the taste that they describe in their palate determinations back then, you know?
Okay. Let's fast forward 24 years. What are your thoughts now? Has it changed the way you approach blending and smoking cigars?
I have a different connotation about the cigar industry. Today's days, you got more different way of fermenting the tobaccos, different seeds, different varieties, much way a broad selection of tobaccos, and much well grown than they used to be grown back 20 years ago, 24 years ago. So you can blend better today than you can before, and you can build a cigar with more taste and construction than we did back 24 years ago.
Interesting. What advice would you give a cigar smoker who wants to get the most enjoyment out of his cigar?
I will suggest them to learn to really look for those tastes that you promote in your Pro Palate kit. It's been quite an experience to me already.
What tips or techniques can you offer cigar smokers to help them improve their palate?
Well, first of all, look for the characteristics that they like into a cigar. They really exist. I didn't know they existed until you showed me with your Pro Palate. I never know. To me, a cigar was either bad, good, very good, or extraordinary. Okay, nothing more than that. Okay, I could not describe a cigar to you that was nutty, chocolatey, fruity, whatever, whatever leathery taste. I never understood those things until I started learning it from you.
Thank you. Do you feel the ability to detect different taste associations can actually enhance the cigar smoker's enjoyment?
Well, give you an idea and a reason to look for things differently than just put a cigar in your mouth and blow it. Put it in your mouth and blow it. It gives you an idea of what to look for, what kind of things. It teaches you a wide variety of reasons why to smoke a cigar and have fun doing it.
Okay. Can you think of a time when you gave someone what you thought was a great cigar and they didn't like it, or vice versa?
That depends on the sensibility of every person's palate. Okay? A cigar that is strong to me is not as strong to other people. Or a cigar that is flavorful to me, or sweet. I call it sweet. When I like a cigar that has sweet, mellow taste, it's what I enjoy in a cigar. But a cigar that has those characteristics usually is a strong cigar. People don't understand if they don't retrohale. You understand what I mean? But when you retrohale a cigar and has strength, that gives you the sweetness, that taste, because give you by oils, by the content of the leaves that are inside that cigar. Okay?
What story can you share with us that's most interesting regarding taste? For instance, someone describing a cigar a certain way.
I find a lot of people that tell me this is a mild cigar, and when I put it in my mouth, it's a cigar that really hits 8 in strength. And people tell me it's mild. I said it's not mild. Now there's two kind of strength. One that comes from the tobacco being raw, not well fermented, and there's a hidden strength. That's when you retrohale the tobacco. It's very mild to your palate, very strong to your stomach and to your nose. You understand? Because you feel that when you smoke a good cigar, you feel in your stomach. You feel that dizziness quality, like that little buzz that it gives you. That's strength. You know what I mean? And you only get that out of cigars that are very good in taste.
Is there a story that you can share with us over the last 26 years that is almost comical regarding a customer, a friend, talking just about taste?
I have a lot of stories like that, and where I give a cigar to a person that really has no strength at all or no taste at all, and he'll find it to be strong, very powerful. Then I give him a very, very compound cigar, very complex, and he finds it to be completely mild and completely out of touch. And sometimes all depends on each person's palate, to me.
What are your thoughts regarding the use of DNA testing to determine your mouth taste sensitivity to better understand your taste preferences?
That was when I started understanding all those things that happened to me in the past, when people find something strong that is not strong, mild that is not mild. It has to do with the sensibility of the DNA. After I learned that with you, it was amazing, because it gave me an idea why people react that way.
So it gives you a better idea of what your preferences are.
Yes, absolutely.
And you took the workshop and your DNA was tested,
Yes,
and we told you that information remained confidential
yes.
and that we would not share it with the internal government or with the FBI. It was your information only. Yes, and you started to instead of it just being a big mystery, things started to make sense to you. Is what
Yes,
you're saying?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. One thing that I say is, for young smokers that have no knowledge, teaching them how to smoke and look for things is very beneficial. I'm an old school guy. Even when you were trying to teach me how to determine the flavors, all those flavors exist inside the cigars. You know, once you smell them, you reflect them, you learn them. New smokers will really have a kick out of this thing. You know, even me, that I've been smoking for 30 years, I have learned so much out of this, about those flavoring that people say that it's nutty, fruity, and all that kind of things. You know, I never found those things. I either like a cigar, I have found it extremely great, or I didn't like the cigar. You know, that's how I still see cigars. You know, I like it. Like, I'm learning about flavoring after you taught me about them, because I never knew them before. I never found what leathery taste, you know, the horse,
Barnyard.
yeah, barnyard kind of taste. It does exist. Even in a cold draw, you can find a lot of those tastes.
Interesting. Okay, Joselito, during the workshop, I presented a chart for evaluating a cigar. This chart was developed to flow in a manner as the way, first of all, as people read. 90% of the cigar smoking population read left to right. So we are oriented to look at signs left to right. Everything is left to right. A lot of the cigar charts are circular or vertical.
Yes.
This was the cigar evaluation log that we used during the workshop.
Yeah, I remember. That's one.
I'd like you to share with us your feelings on how this chart worked for you. Once you got a feel for how to
It
use
was
it.
this was the chart that really helped me to determine things. This was the chart that we did the test with. These were the samples and what was each sample of what did it taste like. You know, I mean, I might have gotten half of it in the beginning. As you do it more, you get better, you know, because you develop, you learn, you learn. And it's simple as that. Once you practice anything, you become good at it. And I find it to be extremely good. And I really liked it. One of the things I've enjoyed in the last couple of years, there's not hasn't been a lot of new things in the industry, but creativity of packaging. And this is the newest thing in the industry to me that can really teach you something about cigars.
Now earlier you said you were old school.
I'm old school, that's true.
Oftentimes they say that you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
No, you can. You can teach. This is the problem is that most of the smokers, they'll put a cigar in their mouth, and if they enjoy what they're doing, they forget about the rest. They just let it ride. They don't look for things. Now, this gives you an idea of how to smoke and think about the cigar at the same time that you smoke it. Most of the time you're smoking a cigar, you just smoke it, and you just let it ride, and you don't even think about it. And that's the difference. When you have this, makes it more exciting, more interesting. This really teaches you to smoke differently. That's what I believe in this. This teaches you to pay attention to a cigar when you're smoking it. Okay? Not to just smoke it mechanically. 90%, 95% of the people smoke, 98% of the people smoke a cigar mechanically. If it burns good and if it tastes right, you go with it. You know what I mean? I taste cigars sometimes. I didn't look for those things that you taught me here. I didn't look for those things. Now when I do, I try to look for them.
And what happens when you find them?
I get excited.
Ah.
I get excited.
So it adds a new level to your smoking
That's why I said to
experience.
you, this is the newest thing in the industry. To me. The newest thing, because nobody paid the attention to come up with all those things to really teach people that they existed. You would have never told me that a cigar tastes like orange, like citrus, like this, like that, I never would have thought. So I never would have found it.
Because you didn't have a reference.
No, you need a reference to start.
Okay, exactly. So what inspired me to create this is I was having trouble identifying these different flavor nuances and characteristics. And the reason was I didn't have the reference. Once you have a reference, then you have to calibrate. You have to tune up. It's like exercising. If you don't use it, you lose it.
That's right. To me, I never used it because I didn't know that they existed. Because I see the programs on the bloggers, peppery taste. I never found peppery taste. I can tell you, the cigar bites you. That means it's raw. And if a cigar is mild to your palate, this means it's cured. And if a cigar tastes very, very good, I mean it has the complexity. Those are the things that I work with. Now we have a new world of things to learn.
Do you feel that the Pro Palate system can help people approach cigar smoking experience in objective versus...
Especially people that have never smoked before, that's starting new. This will be so important for them because it'll teach them to be bloggers by themselves, to themselves. To blog a cigar on their own world, their own mind. I think is very beneficial to the whole industry, completely.
And how about in terms of analyzing or evaluating a cigar objectively versus subjectively?
I believe in that.
Because subjectively, it's your personal opinion.
Yes.
Objectively
is what really is.
What it really is. What the majority of the people would agree on.
You know, and especially with the game, that if you make it, you win. If you don't make it, you don't put it on. I think makes it more exciting. People can bet, not bet money, but you know you can spend time playing with it. You know, it's a. I think you have something in here that works good for everybody.
Well, Joselito, having a compliment from you means a lot. I've known you now for over 22 years.
Yes.
You've been a great friend and a customer. And you have a reputation of being brutally honest.
Yes.
So, sharing your comments with me means a lot.
Thank you.
I want to
appreciate it.
thank you for your time, and look forward to seeing you in the future.
Absolutely, my friend. All right.